cornfield. Let's go to a cornfield. That's that cornfield. Peaks Pike. It really is in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? Isn't it? It's raining over there. Well, it's okay. I'm not as scared of the rain. Badlands. It's got my name written all over it. There's a house. We can go visit our mate at the Badlands. No service station, nothing like that around here. Going round town. Oh, let me zoom that far out. Should we go visit some folks over here? I reckon over here. Let's go visit some folks over here. You know, our family, I guess. We go way back. Nyop, 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 nyop. What's it doing? Is it loading? I don't know what it's doing. Well, I can't see anything. Alright, let's get our journey up underway. I was in reverse for some reason. We'll start now, yeah? Sunday Drive. It's a... Try not to crash. Just drive normally. My pedals are too close to my bodge. Hang on, there we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Okay, here we go. So we don't want to crash anybody, hit anything. Normal car. Normal. Happy. Sunday drive. And you know how it always ends up. How far do we gotta go? 45 kilometers. I'm sure I could do it. If I took my time, but I'll get impatient, you know. Just driving around normally. Yeah, I don't. In this car, that bonnet scoop is way too big, so it's. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that in this car. That's the view I like to play in when I'm doing this series, but I'm not sure it's really gonna work for me. Because it really takes out a lot of your viewing. This is my normal racing view. What is going on here? Okay, got a hard left coming up. There we go. We're on our way now, baby! Yeah! I thought the road was clear. Oh, damn. Definitely was not. That's okay, we made it through. We made it through. And we've done 2 kilometers. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know if I've made 100%. God damn it. This is normally where stuff ends in accidents. Is when you miss your turn off. I don't know if I made a complete 100% through without hitting anything yet. There's some that are called bullshit in a couple. Like there was this giant rock on the road. I mean, like, come on. It was like built through and like had glitched through the road. I don't know. I don't care, it doesn't matter. I keep trying to be nice. And I missed the goddamn turn off again. So I'm concentrating too much on the road. Any who's a Medusa. Well, I don't know what we're up to on this thingamajigger, but the Silver Bullet was here. Asked her to remind me of a story about a so-called Barry, and she did remind me. We played like 2 more or 3 more Sunday drives that day. But let's call this somewhat friend of mine, Barry. So I'm kind of tired too, and I've had a few drinks, as per usual while I'm recording. So I think how should I start this story? How much information should I give away? Okay, so over 20 years ago, I got into a TAFE course. The TAFE course was in the city, it wasn't locally, so I had to drive 200 kilometers plus to get there, and 200 back. And it was a part of my work, so I was working, and then when I wasn't working, I was in the city doing the TAFE course. Well, I rock up on the first day of my TAFE course in the city, and lo and behold, one of my other friends from high school was there too, in my class. Not this so-called Barry. Let's call him Bell. Let's call him Bell. Anyway, it was like, what? You're in my class? Because I got there a little bit late, because when we got there, I remember my dad took me up there. I had my license and everything, but I was nervous and really scared, everything like that. And we walked up to the reception area at the TAFE building, and it was like, yeah, I'm here to do the ICT course, you know. Like, we're not doing one of them today. Like, I've been freaking out about this for a month, and I got my enrollment form and everything's right here. And it's like today, I'm like 10 minutes late. And like, they looked at it again. No, that's not here. He's like, are you sure? We just drove 2.5 hours to get here. I was like, I'll go check. And he's like, oh yeah, it's just not listed here, but yeah, go down there. And it's like, you know that stage you paid for accommodation, all sorts of stuff. Oh, that's another story in itself. But I had no idea. And there's my mate from high school from last year. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Fuck off. So anyway. So I'm doing this course up there. And you're slowing me down, bruv. Anyway, at some point I get a text or an email from another friend who I haven't caught up with for a while, and he's living in the city. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm in the city, you know, a couple of months at a time for work and for training. I was like, oh, cool, bro. We should go see a movie. It's like, okay, well, that was Barry who called me, and Belle was there too. So I said, hey, you know, I've got Belle a little ding dong with me too. So, oh, sweet, because we're all, you know, friends back in the day. Yeah, I'm going too fast. I need to settle the McFuck down. It's like, ah, cool, let's all go out for a movie. Or come back to my place and piss on. Something like that. But all good. So, when we weren't studying or learning or doing courses or working or whatever, this so-called Barry come and picked us up. Well, I think we were just going to go to the movies. That's how the night was going to start. He picked me and Belle up. Let's go to the movies. They'd only been living in that particular city for, I don't know, a year and a half. So he knew the city fairly well in his area. Which way am I going? Around the pylons. Okay. Anyway, he picked us up and we're driving. Oop. And it gets to an intersection. So I haven't really been this way too many often times. It's either I'll go that way or that way. It was like, oh, I think it's this way. And we end up in the hills. And you can't turn off because you're on a hill and there's a guardrail. There's no U-turns. There's no off-ramps. There's no nothing. You are stuck on this for like 50 kilometers. He's like, oh, yeah, I took the wrong turn. We'll probably be driving for half an hour before we can turn around again. So I'm just going to do U-turn. It's like, dude, it's late at night. There's a cliff on one side, you know, like a rock going up, a cliff going up, and a cliff face falling down on the other side. It's got guardrails on it. It's sort of, and it's a very narrow, you know, road. There's only, you know, one way each way, so not like this. You got two lanes. It's like one going that way, one coming back at you, and you got a rail right next to that yellow line, and a cliff right on the next to the yellow line on your right there. It's like, yeah, I don't think we should do that. It's like, nah, it's pretty late, I mean, it's probably like 10 or 11 at night, somewhere around there. Nah, we should be right. So he proceeds to do a U-turn, but it turned into one of those Michael Myers, Austin Powers U-turns. It's like, and we're right at a corner as well, so any cars that were coming would not see us until they were right on us, and you'd have to hope. I mean, it was only like 80km speed limit or something, but we're right on the apex of a corner, and there's no way you could see. He said, no, we'll be right. I said, no. He said, no, we'll be right. So I proceeds to do a U-turn, which turns into a 45-point turn, and it's hitting the back rail, and it's hitting the cliffs. Boonk, kunk, boonk, kunk, boonk, kunk, boonk, kunk. After about 6 or 8 or 10 or 15 times, I don't know. I stopped counting after I was freaking out. Because all I was thinking is there's got to be a car coming soon, because we're right on the corner. He made it around, and as we started to get going, the car come up behind us. So, within probably, 5 to 10 seconds of being slammed into by a car. T-bone. Wasn't cool, Barry. That wasn't cool. I know you did what you thought you had to do, but that was pretty scary, man. Anyway, we got to the movie safe and sound. I cannot remember for the life of me what we watched. So it was probably like, almost died. And then sort of after a while you start laughing because you backed into the back fence rail, poof, into the cliff, poof, into the back, poof, into the front, poof, into the back, poof, into the front, poof, into the back, poof, into the front, skid, and we're back on the road. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Anyway, so we went to the movie. It was good. It's like, well, what you got in my car? You come back to my place. I'll show you where I'm living. Because he was with a couple of his mates from high school who were older than us, and they were in uni. And it's like, oh, we knew them too. He said, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So we go there. And as we're pulling up to the driveway, he's going, oh, one of my mates has got a bike and he's been fixing it up in the driveway, so I hope it's not there because I can pull in depending on where he's got it. And as we're pulling in, he's like, oh, it's not there. He goes, oh shit, it is there. To his credit, you couldn't really see it until you started pulling in. But what he didn't do is just pull into the driveway and stop and back out. He just veered to the right and crashed into a tree in front of the house. It's like, man, dude, come on. And I think he went, in the end, he joined the army. So I hope he's not a driver. It's pretty cool. And the bell guy, he was doing a computer course like me, but he wanted to be a pilot for the Air Force, and I worked with him for a little bit, and then I think he got his calling and he went and joined the Air Force. And I had another good friend, and once all that happened, I've never talked to him or seen them since. So, yeah. Awesome sauce. I hope they all did really well. And I know the guy who joined the Navy, well, I don't know if he's married, but he's definitely got a partner with a baby. And that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Well, it's probably a bit of a sore point, but yeah, no, all my good friends, I guess, they went on to do what they really wanted to do. This is really awesome. I wish them well. What am I dealing with here? Two trucks, side by side. Like this one's is a little bit ahead now, yeah. And there's another one on the other side. Oh my god. This is really setting me up to crash, isn't it? There's only 15 kilometers to go. I don't think I've done anything at all yet. I've been golden. I've been the golden tile. Well, that truck's turning off. What kilometers to go? I think it was 46 when we started. So when you're telling the story, you can concentrate. It doesn't matter how fast you go. Oh, I'm trying to think of another story. Woohoo. I don't know. And we've got other stories apart from car stories. But since you're playing, you know, the crew too, you sort of think there should be car story involved, yeah. Okay, I just thought another cool one. Up on a vineyard out in the country. So we always had sort of dirt bikes. And if we go back to an early game part, I'll tell a story about the first time we rode a dirt bike. But we had mini mopes. Mopes, I'm sure you... Well, one of them was called a California mope, or California edition, or something like that. So I'm sure you guys know what I mean over in the States. What a moke is. Well, that reminds me of another story. Oh, in the same vein. Right, so growing up on a vineyard back in the old fucking 80s, as a kid in the 80s, you had a mini moke and my dad had to go and chain the furrows over, like literally. Before sprinklers and stuff like that, we had channels of water that delivered water to your blocks, and then you had furrows where you furrow the water down your vineyard, down each individual vine, and you had sand or mud or clay packed up, and that directed the water. And as you wanted to change the water or block it off, you go with the shovel and block off each individual vine with sand. You block it off and redirect the water elsewhere. Yeah, I'm that old. And the channels were big enough that you could actually go swimming in them and fishing in them and yabbying in them. They were that big and deep and just made up of clay or sand. It was truly amazing back then. Anyway, I'm going back to the story when my dad was driving down in the ute, in the moke, in the mini moke. He told me, like, don't get out the car when we get to this point because there's been a big a king brown snake. I've seen the tracks everywhere. I know he's here. I know he's here. Sure enough, as we pull up, and near midnight or something like that, like, and if you're not Australia, they're, you know, in the top, definitely top 10, maybe top 5 of deadliest, most venomous snakes and aggressive snakes in the world. Well, this massive one just goes and it hides under one of these big wheels that we've got that we use to block off the water. as well as digging dirt, you had like these big wheels that you wheel over and plug into the hole. And this is laying on the ground and it's curved, so it's, you know, it can get in under there. It goes under there because, oh, that's the one I've been looking for. Don't get out. It's like, I ain't fucking getting out. And I watched him go with his shovel. He flicked this crate up, and the snake, like a fucking cobra, goes shit. His head is like 3 or 4 foot off the ground, and it's striking at him. He's sort of boom, boom. He's got the shovel in front, boom, 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 shunk. Took his head off. It's like the snake was striking at him, and was blocking it with the shovel, and then he struck down on it. That was like, I knew snakes were bad and venomous and aggressive and stuff. It's like, wow. And obviously he had done that so many times before. He wasn't even fazed by it. He wanted to find this one because he knew how big it was. Fucking crazy, man. Crazy. Well, anyway, that was, I was talking this other story about the Mokes, and that's where that one come up. The mini Mokes. I'll get a call from a mate, and this is how times have changed. That I was in primary school, okay? I was 8 or 9 or 10. I used to sling, you know, a 22 rifle or a slug gun or a 17 over my shoulder, get on my push bike and ride down a main road and then down a dirt road to go to my mate's house. He'll get his rifle and ride his bike to one of our properties where we can go shooting birds or rabbits. Cars and people passing by didn't look at you twice. Anyway, going to this mate's house one day. They've got a mini Moke. Oh god, he had what, 2 brothers and a younger sister. And she wasn't old enough at the time to be driving, but him and his 2 older brothers were driving, and I just started driving too. We're at the same age, me and my friend. Anyway, one of them had crashed it into a stovey pole or something like that. They crashed it, and they just got in the back. It was all fixed and ready to go, and it's on a trailer, and they've been sitting there for a week. They're like, oh, come over, we're going to get the Moke off, and we're all going to go for a burn down the block. All right, I'm there. So I head over there, and sure enough, as I get there, I'm a treadly, I'm a mountain bike. As I get there, they're just looking at the Moke and trying to get down off the trailer. Well, they fired it up, started on the trailer. All right, everybody get in. So I was like the last person to get in the back. So the older brother was at the wheel. He was about to start, he had started it up. He said, everyone get in. So I put my bike down, and my mate said, oh, just on time, let's jump in the back. So I'm just climbing in the back. The second oldest brother is in the passenger seat, he just climbed in. My mate's climbed into the back. I'm just standing on the back, ready to jump in myself. And the oldest brother in the driver's seat starts screaming, snake, snake! And like, seriously, we're in a car, in the Moke, on a trailer, and he jumps and just sort of stumbles and falls from the car, off the trailer, onto the ground, snake, snake, and then the second eldest did a tooth on the passenger side. My mate jumped out and dove out, so, okay, I'll just step down, what's going on? And there was a fucking snake in the goddamn car, in the driver's side. So I think we called their dad in, and yeah, the shovels come out. Oh, we're at my mate's house now. It wasn't quite this big, but I don't know how you're getting up that driveway. That looks a little bit sick, but that was pretty funny in itself. Well, that was pretty awesome. Wow, that takes me back. That's goddamn. Way too long to remember. 35 years, probably more. I don't even know. That was a long, long time ago. I think I just got my first 100%er. Very uneventful. It was a nice little cruise. And this big behemoth. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I guess I was at that front view a lot because that bonnet scoop is too big to really. You can't see the whole right side of your thing on what you're doing. But there we have it, folks. That's a Sunday drive in a new Camaro. And I remembered a few new things I hadn't remembered before. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've got a lot of cool stories too. And that's what you will take. That's what you will take as you get older. You remember, and you'll laugh a lot more about them. So, you know, tell me some of your stories too. I'd love to hear them. You know, I'll be back.
Word is there's some exciting new stuff waiting for us back at HQ. We haven't been there in like forever. We should check it out.
Bro. I'm talking, bro.
Stuff's all still there.
Have a great time. And until I see you next time, peace out, my friends.